The hottest night of the summer started like any other. Until the entire neighborhood went dark. No lights. No fans. No air conditioning. Just silence. I thought it was going to be another annoying power outage that everyone would forget by morning. But I had no idea that those few hours in the darkness would reveal a side of my neighbor that I had never seen before. A woman I had lived next to for almost 2 years. A person I thought I knew. Was hiding a secret that would completely change the way I saw her. And the strangest part? She was the one who asked me to stay. My name is Daniel, and I had always been the kind of person who kept to himself. I wasn't someone who knew every neighbor's personal life or spent evenings chatting over fences. I worked long hours, came home, cooked something simple, and enjoyed the quiet. My neighborhood was peaceful. Everyone respected each other's privacy. Especially my next-door neighbor, Emily. Emily had moved in about 2 years earlier. She was friendly, but private. We would exchange simple greetings whenever we crossed paths. Good morning. Hope you have a good day. Small conversations. Nothing more. She seemed like someone who had her life perfectly organized. But sometimes, I noticed something different about her. There was always a sadness behind her smile. Like someone carrying a story they weren't ready to tell. I never asked questions. I believed people deserved their privacy. Until that night. It was a Saturday evening in the middle of summer. The temperature was unbearable. The air felt heavy, and even with the windows open, there was no relief. I had just made dinner and sat down when suddenly, everything went dark. The fan stopped. The lights disappeared. The entire street went silent. At first, I thought it would come back within a few minutes. That usually happened. But 10 minutes passed. Then 30. Then an hour. I stepped outside and saw everyone standing in their yards, trying to figure out what was happening. People were checking their phones. Some were complaining. Others were trying to find candles and flashlights. That's when I noticed Emily standing near her front door. She looked worried. Not annoyed. Not frustrated. Worried. A few moments later, she walked toward me. Daniel, can I ask you something? I looked at her. Of course. Is everything okay? She hesitated. Then she said. My house feels strange right now. Would you mind staying nearby for a little while? Her voice sounded nervous. I was surprised. Emily was not the type of person who usually asked anyone for help. Did something happen? I asked. She looked back at her house. I just don't want to be alone tonight. I agreed. Not because I was trying to be a hero. I just knew something was wrong. We sat outside on her porch with a small flashlight between us. The darkness made everything feel different. The same street I walked every day suddenly felt unfamiliar. Without the lights, without the noise of electricity, everyone seemed disconnected from the modern world. For the first time, neighbors were actually talking. Emily and I started having a conversation. A real conversation. She told me things about her life that I had never known. She had moved there after a difficult period in her life. She had lost people she loved. She had started over with almost nothing. I think people see me as someone who has everything together, she said quietly. But sometimes, I'm just trying to get through the day. That sentence stayed with me. Because I realized how little we truly know about the people around us. Someone can smile every morning. And still be fighting battles nobody sees. As the hours passed, I noticed something unusual. Emily kept looking toward a small locked room at the side of her house. Every few minutes, her eyes would move toward that door. Finally, I asked. Is everything okay in there? She became silent. For a moment. I thought I had crossed a line. But then she took a deep breath. There's something I never told anyone here. She walked toward the room. The power was still out, but she opened the door using a key from her pocket. Inside was not what I expected. There were old photographs. Letters. Boxes filled with memories. It wasn't a storage room. It was a place where she had kept a part of her past. She explained that before moving here, she had lost her husband. After his death, she struggled to accept that life had changed forever. That room was where she kept the things she couldn't let go of. I'm not afraid of the darkness, she said. I'm afraid of forgetting. That was the moment I understood. The blackout wasn't what scared her. The silence reminded her of everything she had lost. We sat there for a long time. No electricity. No distractions. Just two people talking honestly. Sometimes life creates strange moments. A power outage that everyone saw as an inconvenience became the reason. Two strangers finally connected. Before that night, Emily was just my neighbor. After that night, she became someone whose story I respected. Someone whose strength I admired. Around midnight, the electricity finally returned. The street lights came back on. The fans started spinning. The world returned to normal. But something had changed. The darkness had disappeared. Yet the truth it revealed stayed with me. The next morning, everything looked exactly the same. Cars were parked in the same places. People were going to work. Neighbors were returning to their routines. But I looked at Emily's house differently. Because I learned something that night. You never really know what someone is carrying. The person next door might be fighting a battle you cannot see. They might be hiding pain behind a simple smile. And sometimes, it takes a moment of darkness to finally see someone clearly. That summer blackout was supposed to be just another power outage. Instead, it became the night I discovered the hidden story of the person living right beside me. And I'll never forget it. If you believe every person has a story that deserves to be heard, share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more unforgettable stories that remind us there is always more beneath the surface.